Hope everyone's doing well out there. Getting ready to fly to New York City tomorrow. Do some videos, see some friends, share more about this book. And after that, we've got maybe a month, maybe a little more till Mia's born. So going through this big shedding, and I want to just kind of take a minute to talk about the process that I'm going through. And whether you're having a baby or not, I feel like so many people are struggling. And one of the common themes that I see has nothing to do with whether you're having a baby or switching jobs or in a relationship, whatever the situation is. I think to understand this concept will just bring some level of ease into your life, right, y'all? They know about the ease. So I know I'm going through this big shift right now, and right now I'm a month away from being a father and very excited, but whoever I am right now won't exist when our baby's born. We're not just going to be moving and having a baby, but a lot is changing. Things are always changing, and it's easy to fall into these identities. What I notice is people often, when they start to kind of go on this more awakening journey or whatever, it's easy to be like, well, the life I was living was a lie, it was a scam, and I'm finding my true self, and I'm being activated, and I'm doing these types of music things, or ecstatic dance, or meditation, sound bath, whatever like spiritual things people are getting into, and they can all be really beautiful and be very helpful. And yet, how easy is it for us when we're stripping away one identity to just take a new one on, take another one on that seems more awake, aware, more enlightened, more interesting, more spiritual, whatever it might be. And that can serve us for a time. But the underlying key here is that it's still another identity, and at some point, you probably end up shedding it too. So when I went through this sort of awakening journey, I recognized that, even though I was changing and I was feeling better and more excited, more alive and more inspired, that the person that I was becoming was still completely unknown. And anything that I was trying to take on, any new part of myself, even if in moments it felt like this is it, this is who I am, deep down I kind of saw early on that even that at some point I'd have to question. And now that it's been for like almost 20 years of kind of being on this journey, I see the same thing over and over again. It's like these constant sheddings, these death and rebirths. And I think the key thing is when people talk about ego or destroying the ego, it's like, well, what's from there? What do? I just exist as nothingness? But what happens is when you go on this journey and you wake up and you start to see, oh, I'm not who I thought I was. Even if you take on new identities, even if you put on new costumes, at some point, you're gonna, again, shed them. So if you can have the underlying core understanding that they're all just costumes, well, then there's nothing wrong with taking on a costume. We all need, right, some sort of vehicle to express ourselves or to connect to others or to share our message or whatever it might be. We need to slip into these roles and costumes, and the difference is, are you attached to that costume? Do you think that new costume is now somehow you, or more the a live version of you? So just want to kind of bring that point up. I don't want to get super deep into it. I have so many other things, and I share about this in all my books, including the new one, Fermenting with Your Best Friend. Even though it's about fermentation, it's really about taking off the false self and this slow transformative process that just happens when we set the right conditions. So considering if you're struggling right now, that it's okay. Whatever you're going through, you're going to shed at some point. And whoever you think you are, if you're holding on to this identity, it's going to crumble at some point. So maybe have a little more fun with it. Realize that the pain you're feeling, the things you're struggling with, they're not actually you. They're just an experience that you're having. And it doesn't necessarily mean it makes it easier. Life can still be really freaking challenging. But on the back burner, if we know that we just exist as everything, and we're not this individual person that has to like fight for our beliefs and do all this stuff, then we can start to tune into these deeper, more simple, subtle frequencies. Right, Bilbo? Right, Bilbo? Hey.